Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SMRAT ladder quarterfinals race versus the number 3 seed BrakeJake versus the number 6 seed SunWuFarmer. And I'm your host, Anthony. And while our runners finish getting ready right here, so I'll kind of go over some of the rules. This is going to be a best of 3. So we got the SMRAT Classic for the first race, then the light area Chozo clear item objectives for the second, and then if needed for the third, we'll do another SMRAT Classic. And so SMRAT, for y'all who don't know, it's a very approachable randomizer league. So the only required tricks are infinite bomb jumps, wall jumps, and full shine sparks. So you need a full runway in order for the shine spark to be in logic. So a lot of things like Kraid needs some sort of IBJ high jump, space jump, things like that. But our racers here are definitely going to utilize tricks that are not in logic. But they have to keep in mind what the logic is in order to kind of make decisions depending on what items they get where. And it looks like one of our racers is having a little bit of issues with their video. It might be delayed a little bit here. Yeah, should be starting pretty soon, right after that little issue gets fixed. So yeah, I guess some other things. The hell runs aren't required. The only one actually in this logic is the hell run from Frog Speedway to Bubble Mountain. Very short hell run, but it is technically in logic, and you can find Varia there. And on top of that, like Fantune, I think requires something like 80 tanks with Varia, and is out of logic without any suit whatsoever. So it's definitely possible to only find suits after or it's not that possible unless there's like a ton of energy tanks or something before going to Fantune. But yeah, this is going to be a really good race here today. SunWuFarmer was actually the winner of last season's tournament, and the BrakeJake was in the finals with him. So yeah, this is going to be a really good race. Both of our runners have been doing this for a while now, and I think BrakeJake has been putting in a lot of time, especially with the vanilla game lately, and his movement is very strong. His super clean short charges and all that kind of stuff, and so I think it's possible that BrakeJake's got a bit of a movement advantage over SunWu, but SunWu is known for taking some calculated risks, and that can always put him ahead, and especially in this kind of matchup, I expect to see him to do that. Looks like SunWu's video is fixed now, and both of our runners are readied up. Yes, Kirby fan is right. Can we get a suit prediction in here? Go ahead and bet your points to see for which suit you think the runners are going to find first. I think with this one, I might go with Varia personally. All right, and it looks like our runners are just about to start here. Someone's got a interesting little ship there in pallet swap. Looks like BrakeJake's got a decent little sprite change there too. And of course, Sunwu going with his recently main sprite here, the backward sprite. It's can definitely cause a lot of issues. I think like these moonfalls here, I think I would blame that on the sprite. So it's probably going to give BrakeJake a bit of an advantage here. BrakeJake's our first morph ball, and in these settings, morph ball has to be here on this pedestal because the E-tank spot is out of logic without high jump or ice or something like that. So this item down here is required. Alright, we got space jump. That's going to open up wreck ship a little bit earlier, and if they find screw attack, we'll open up gauntlet logically. Also, this E-tank item here is in logic with it as well. Ooh, charge so early. That's interesting. So with these settings, they're generally going to be looking to get a bunch of ammo because charge is usually kind of hard to find. So finding it so early is going to allow these runners to kind of skip over more ammo than they normally would. And I think SunWu's having a little bit of trouble with this sprite getting this item here. Ooh, but yeah, he definitely wants it. There you go. And Space Jump does put that in logic, so it is a logical charge. A lot of times, charge kind of be behind something in LN in these settings. Yeah, Reem points out that, if they don't find a nice beam, like, even just wave might be good enough for these runners. They're still gonna probably want to collect ammo. I think, charge shot without any other beams does something like 60 damage, so it's definitely not optimal. It'd take 300 shots or something like that for Mother Brain. And supers are just nice to have in the Ridley fight. It takes a minimum of 30 to kill him, and so any extra probably is going to be avoided besides that. Yeah, we got our power bombs here at Bomb Chorizo. Generally one of the most common items to find at Bomb Chorizo. Normal bombs are relatively common too, but with the 5 power bombs, it's not going to allow them to get through Gauntlet unless they find some power bombs here. They're probably going to skip it. But just finding missiles, still good to pick up a decent amount of normal missiles just to make some of these fights a little bit easier. I find generally most people, if they don't find power bombs or anything, they just go straight to Great Britain Star. It's I think generally a good idea. But looks like someone might check the ship super or power bombs first. And in these settings, it's actually pretty common for one of the suits to be up there, so it's not a bad check to make. Especially, you know, SunWu feels like he needs to make up a little bit of time with a lot of the messed up tech on the way down to Morph and all that time it took to get pick up charge. Let's see if it pays off for him. And it's just more missiles. And with, you know, double missiles at the back of Gauntlet, we probably won't see our runners going through there at any point. Unless, you know, they go all the way through Upper Norfair and don't find, you know, any suits or anything like that. But we do find some super missiles. Makes Green Britain Star a lot more comfy. And allows you to pick up just about everything here. The only item they probably can't pick up at this point is going to be Gauntlet, or Waterway. Yeah, all these items here are actually out of logic, but it's, you know, while you're here, it's a good place to check. A lot of good items, like plasma. So now that they found plasma, they're really gonna just want enough ammo at the very least to you know, get through Mother Brain 1 and you know, depending on if they find speed or ice, to get through the Zebs. So I think that the main things our runners are looking for at this point are ice, speed, and suits. I think other than that, they're just more nice to haves. And even then, speed and ice are only required if they don't find enough power bombs to do a crystal flash clip to Botmoon. It's a kind of, you know, a kind of a slow trick, and it can be a little tough to pull off. So most people try to, you know, make sure that's not what they have to do to get to Botmoon. But with these items, it might be in their best interest to do so. Oh yeah, WJG. It looks way better than it has. I will say that it's, for whatever reason, it's only at 5 frames per second, so that's making it a little choppy. But other than that, yeah, the size is way better. Yeah, BrakeJake finding a good amount of ammo, good amount of power bombs. 15 is the minimum required for a crystal flash, so, and also if they don't find ice, it's a comfortable number of power bombs to get through the Metroid rooms later on. So yeah, Reem, I think it is just Discord. I think maybe the BrakeJake getting very low health there. The spikes and hoppers are very scary. Spikes do 60 damage, and the hoppers can do 80. There you go. Thanks for that, WJG. Everything's looking good now. Yeah, we still see Jake grabbing some of these supers. Definitely not a bad idea. Get through some of the Zebs. Ooh, I think the backward sprite making this mock ball a little hard for SunWu again. Jake with a nice first try gate glitch. SunWu picking up some extra PBs there. I'm curious if that means he's planning on going back through Brinstar in order to get like Billy Mays and those items. You need quite a few power bombs to get all those items, especially without any screw attack or anything like that. Oh, and we find gravity. That I think that'll put wreck ship into logic. So we could find Varia at wreck ship for sure with this here. Anywhere in Meridia. So you know, while it's nice to find gravity kind of early on, it does kind of open up the different places that it can go and where Varia can be. So it can almost be a bad thing to find it this early. Ooh, and speed booster. Okay, so I think at this point the only items that BrakeJake needs here are the Varia and another E-tank just to survive Mother Brain's Rainbow Beam. BrakeJake electing to skip the X-ray check, which makes sense. It's a pretty long check, and the only thing he's really looking for is Varia, so I think it makes sense to kind of check some of these more higher dense areas and quicker checks before resorting to doing that one. SunWu just found his gravity as well. And a nice gate glitch from SunWu as well. SunWu already saying no more regular missiles for me. Yeah, and BrakeJake did also, skip checking waterway. There's been many a seeds that have a suit there, so it's definitely a risk to not check it. I think BrakeJake is happy with his 30 super missiles, so I think we're gonna see nothing but maybe an E-tank and then some the suits. I'm sure if you find space jump or high jump or spring ball, they're gonna pick that up just to help speed things along a little bit. Screw attack as well. It makes surviving lower Norfair much more easy. Looks like SunWu also electing to skip waterway and X-ray. Ooh, he also skips Spazer. He's taking some of these risks here. Ooh, and SunWu deciding to check out Meridia first. Gonna check out the Main Street item here. E-tank, he needed that, so not the worst item to bump into. Some more supers. Good to find. And Reem is pointing out plasma was out of logic technically when they found it, but speed would put that into logic, and plasma is a requirement. That, or screw attack is a requirement for the plasma room. So we're checking out Mama Turtle here. Find double supers here. Yeah, and high jump is generally a pretty good check with 3 items here. Just power bombs and supers, but a lot of times there'll be suits. Especially if you don't find one immediately, it's one of the last places you'll probably find one. And BrakeJake skipping that E-tank, a little interesting. And no power bombs either, which makes sense. 15's all he's gonna really need, especially now that he has speed. He knows that he can do get to bot wound easily. And BrakeJake doing the one in logic hell run I was talking about earlier. Didn't quite pay off for him, but definitely a decent check to make while you're down here. And the ice hell run can sometimes give you something, but like I said, since there's a hell run, it's definitely not going to be Varia, and that's what he's really looking for. I expect him to check out Murdia here as well. And BrakeJake's definitely still in the lead, but if they find Varia here, it'll definitely allow SunWu to catch up a little bit. And SunWu's going to go ahead and check these sand pits, it looks like. It's a good idea to go ahead and save before checking them. And, he probably, even if he finds what he needs, he might still decide to reset and come back later after killing Dragon in order to get the item. And just Spazer and Super, so he's definitely going to reset there. And looked like double E tanks there in the sand pits, so I think, it could be more or less likely now to check Plasma after killing Dragon and not finding the items here, but with all the items they have, all of, Blue Brinstar, except for the Climb Supers, are in logic, or maybe they are in logic. Can't remember if you need ice or just enough ammo to kill the little goopy guys. Looks like BrakeJake doing the same checks as SunWu. So you do need ice? Okay. It's E-Tank, Vanilla E-Tank at Botwoon E-Tank. Reserve at Precious Missiles. SunWu decides not to grab it. So, Dragon fight not gonna be the quickest with such a low amount of ammo and just charge plasma, but might expect or might see him do some short charges here to get some speed damage on him. Gets the Shine Spark off a little too early. So I'm not hitting Dragon. BrakeJake makes his way over to Dragon. And I expect to see a pretty quick kill here from BrakeJake. Short charges are very good, so I expect him to take down Dragon here pretty quickly. Alright, so we'll check in what's here at Space Jump, and just more missiles. So it's looking like Varia is either at somewhere in Red Tower or Wreck Ship at this point, if it's not at Plasma. Looks like BrakeJake opting to use up his supers here. Does look like SunWu is going to be checking Plasma here. If Reem is correct, then it might be a little boon that SunWu needs to get caught up here, and if BrakeJake decides not to check it, which is perfectly valid choice as well, will definitely put SunWu in the lead. BrakeJake taking a save here. I'm expecting that means he is going to be checking Plasma, and I guess if it doesn't pay off, he'll go ahead and reset. In high jump, a nice to find item, but definitely not Varia. So I would expect BrakeJake to reset after finding high jump, but it could be worth it to him to grab it as well. We'll see what he decides. I think, let's see. Yeah, it looks like someone's going to be checking Upper Norfair now. Kind of doing some of the checks that BrakeJake has already done. And BrakeJake does decide to reset once finding the high jump. So I expect BrakeJake's probably either going to go check some like X-ray, Red Tower, and then probably head out to Wreck Ship. Just still looking for that Varia suit. SunWu not picking up those super drops. Gonna make this a quick kill almost impossible. I know there's some people that can do like a quick kill with just normal missiles, but I don't expect him to see that. But with Charge Plasma, even without any supers, it isn't the slowest great kill possible. Like BrakeJake also checking Watering Hole after skipping it before Dragon. Right. Looks like BrakeJake is not going to be checking X-ray or Waterway. But, you know, maybe if he doesn't find Varia here, he might opt to go back down. But I expect him, after checking these items up here, to just go to Wreck Ship and check out that area first. Maybe Gauntlet, maybe the ship PBs. BrakeJake getting eaten by the Vile Plume here. And it's just a reserve and missiles. So still no Varia. And he does opt to go up towards Wreck Ship and Criteria. I think we probably expect SunWu to go back up. He might check Waterway and X-ray. From with the way that he's positioned right now, it does make some sense. BrakeJake using a Shine Spark here. With Space Jump, it's probably not any faster, maybe it's probably slower, but sometimes you just forget that you have Space Jump or something You're just kind of used to Shine Sparking, especially if you've been playing a lot of any percent lately. Spring Ball does not want that. I think when you've got a couple bosses left, Spring Ball is a little less tempting, but there's a few places in Lower Norfair and Wreckship 2 where it is useful to have. It probably would pay off overall if I had to guess. Does look like SunWu skipped checking X-ray and waterway as well. So not a whole lot of route diversions here, but they are kind of meeting up in terms of item checks. Pretty much equal at this point. Alright, we got a fan-tuned fight here for BrakeJake. I think with the items he has, he might opt to throw out a charge shot instead of doing a Doppler, but probably still potentially more damage with the Doppler here, especially if he's got a good one. That looked like a pretty decent one there. Should easily get a 3-round if he keeps that up. Is fan tuned down for BrakeJake. Just one more boss, and that ever elusive Varia suit. SunWu opting to grab that spring ball. Nice little speed jump there for SunWu. It's a fun one. Screw attack, definitely nice to have for Lower Norfair. And with Space Jump, that does put Gauntlet into logic, so I think Varia could very well be at the front of Gauntlet. Cell Monster Gauntlet has not been done yet, so they do not know what's there. The back of Gauntlet's just two missiles, so I think BrakeJake grabbing that grapple just in case Shacktool decided to hoard Varia today. There's not much other use for it other than that at this point. Looks like BrakeJake's going to skip the E-Tank check here. I imagine if he doesn't find Varia, the rest of Wreckship, he'll probably go back and check. We got a fan-tuned fight from SunWu now, having a little bit of issue with his Doppler there. Might turn this into a 4-round, maybe 5-round, depending on how the rest of it goes. Looks like he's opting to use charge shots there, and X-ray has not been checked yet. Same with Waterway and Blueprint Star items that required bombs, power bombs rather. Alright, that's fan tuned down for SunWu. Well, BrakeJake checking that attic missiles items and still not finding what he needs. It's just a missile pack at the wreck ship reserve. Just some power bombs and sky missiles. And BrakeJake did check the item there to the left. It was just an E-tank. So with 2 more items here at bowling and gravity, BrakeJake probably going to be checking the E-tank once he finds, doesn't find Varia. I believe SunWu decided to make the same call there as well. I don't remember him grabbing it, so... Or no, he's not. Oh, he hasn't passed it yet, so we'll see what he decides to do here. And he is going to check the E-tank first. And just morph bombs. Once again, another nice to have item, especially with just power bombs. Ooh, ice is a nice find. That'll make them probably not check or refill at the ship later on. Makes Metroids a lot quicker as well. And just missiles. So someone's going to reset and check the rest of the items here. BrakeJake is also going to be doing the same thing. Yes, Ream Supers, rather, is in logic now with the ice beam. So just about everything is in logic at this point, outside of Hell Runs. So, like I was saying earlier, finding that gravity early might seem like a good thing, but there's all these other choices now that they've had to make in order to try to find this Varia suit. Yeah, Ream makes a prediction about what places they're gonna check now, and I think he's got a pretty good call on that. He's saying Gauntlet to Ream Supers, all Blue Bryn, Waterway, and then Shack. Yeah, I think Shack is definitely going to be their last check. And I think, yeah, BrakeJake's going to check these here, but we know they're just missiles from SunWu checking earlier. SunWu showing off why Spring Ball can definitely be nice in some of these areas, not having to use a power bomb or wait for it to explode. Ooh, BrakeJake almost getting a nice little speed space jump through there. But with that wave beam, the wraparound shot for the Gauntlet Spark isn't in play, but with space. Oh, and there's Varia at Gauntlet. That's going to be a go mode for Jake, and I expect Sunwu is probably going to be checking that right after finishing up here at Rec Shop. So BrakeJake's going to be making his way down to Lower North Fair, and then finishing up the game. Oh, Samus not wanting to spin jump there. BrakeJake a little frustrated. Yeah, and you know when the game doesn't give you bombs early or enough power bombs to get through Gauntlet, that's one of the things that happens. But overall, Sunwu not too far behind. I say that as he accidentally picks up those missiles there. BrakeJake not getting the full moonfall there, but definitely getting the second part. But yeah, I think BrakeJake's tracker doesn't show ice, by the way. Sunwu not checking gauntlets. That's pretty unfortunate. I think with Space Jump and Screw Attack, it definitely is the wrong call. But yeah, I think it would have been hard for him to catch back up to BrakeJake at this point. But I think this right here is kind of sealing his fate on this race. We got Vanilla Supers at Ream Supers. Looks like someone's going to go back up to Gauntlet. Thankfully, not checking out the rest of Blue Blueprint Star. Samu finding his Varia suit. Nice fast pillar room from BrakeJake. But with Spring Ball and High Jump, Lower North is going to be a little bit faster for Sunwu, but I think unless BrakeJake has a little bit of trouble at Mother Brain with only 3 E-Tanks, it's be a little hard for Sunwu to catch up, but having that 4th E-Tank can definitely help you out. Sunwu making his way to Lower Norfair while BrakeJake getting ever closer to Ridley. Yes, and looking at the chat there to see the links to our runners' Twitches and give them a follow. And our stream team as well. Yeah, thanks for Reem for putting together the whole ladder and being here for all the races, and WJG for, you know, taking the time to do the restreams. None of this would be possible without them. And also shout out to Bad at Metroid for covering the other streams. Alright, got a Ridley fight here for BrakeJake. Should be pretty easy with this many supers. He does seem to be having a little bit of issues manipulating a pogo here, but looks like he got it. And you know, with speed and no high jump, it can be a little hard to manipulate Ridley to turn around during his pogo. So that was a nice little thing there. And it looks like Ridley should be down. And there you go. Had a little trouble getting grabbed, but Ridley is down. So BrakeJake making a mad dash for G4. And with the ammo counts and the beams, I think it should be pretty easy for BrakeJake to get through all this. I believe with ice plasma, that's 450 damage per charge shot. Or no, it's a little bit more than that, isn't it? I'm always bad at that. But plenty of ammo to take out Mother Brain 1, 2, and 1 with the charge there, and ice to get through the Zeptites. Nice little speedball to get through Wasteland. Yeah, all things considered, SunWu not very far behind. Like I said, a death or two to Mother Brain 2 definitely could make them very close. And also, BrakeJake could decide to not refill at the ship and kind of bank on Metroid drops. That could waste a little bit of time as well. BrakeJake shooting a little too early there at the Frog Speedway. This always feels bad. But yes, yeah, oh yeah, SunWu has a backward sprite. It's something he's been using quite a bit lately. So it's not as bad for him as it is for us, but he's still you know, having a little bit of trouble here and there due to it. Interesting to see BrakeJake take this this route. I'm not actually sure which way would be faster. You know, I know he doesn't have high jumps, so that definitely slows down the other way a little bit, but that could very well be faster. And Sunwu taking down Ridley. Looks like he's gonna grab these drops. Probably a good idea. That should give him enough missiles to not have to refill at the ship. So I think we'll see him skip the ship here, while I think BrakeJake's gonna go ahead and refill. Yep, and with 35 supers, BrakeJake's gonna just fly through these Metroid rooms. Not having Wave Beam does kind of slow it down a little bit, makes it a little harder to get some shots off against the Metroids, but overall, with Space Jump and Speed, it's gonna be pretty quick. And with enough ammo to Crystal Flash, we might see BrakeJake do a Crystal Flash instead of refilling at the health refill after babies. I don't see a baby skip happening with the items that he has, but you know, could be proven wrong. All right, Sunwu making it out of LN. Is on his way to G4. Should definitely have both of our runners in G4 or in Torian at the same time. BrakeJake having a little bit of trouble in Metroids 3. BrakeJake damaging down using the iframe reset from Screw Attack. Looks like he will not be attempting the baby skip. It looks like BrakeJake's going to go ahead and refill. I've definitely seen him do the Crystal Flash refill, but I think maybe without a reserve tank, deciding that's not quite worth it. So BrakeJake not taking the save here. Is going for the speed Zeb skip and gets it. Wow. That for y'all who don't know, that's a stutter 4-tap there. Very hard to do, especially going through the door, but pulled it off very well. It's got 20 supers for Mother Brain, so that should speed things up a little bit, and should have a relatively comfortable fight. But you know, one mean ketchup beam and maybe a couple of onion rings being mean, and that could be, you know, spelled death for BrakeJake. And with him not saving before Mother Brain, it could be pretty risky here. Ooh, SunWu. Okay. Not a whole lot of health for these Metroids, so a little scary. BrakeJake doing a nice little dodge there from those ketchup or onion rings and French fries. Ooh my, that ketchup was super close. All right, that looks like Mother Brain 2 down for BrakeJake. I think it's gonna be pretty tough for him to die or something. So looking like he'll have no issues from now on. Is someone gonna try this baby skip out here? Oh, no. Like, without wave beam, it can be pretty dang hard, if not possible. I think it is possible, but it's super hard. So that speed up skip allowed BrakeJake to not turn off screw attack, so that'll help him out a little bit during the escape. Some move forgetting he has screw attack on. Going for the normal zip skip, ice zip skip rather. And he gets it. While BrakeJake finishing off Mother Brain 3. It's nice to see two Mother Brains on screen at once. BrakeJake starting to escape. With a speed booster, it should be relatively easy. Not having high jump can be a little annoying in the Leoduct's room that's coming up after this room here, but should still be pretty easy with screw attack. SunWu had quite a few less supers coming into Mother Brain, so this fight will take a little bit longer than BrakeJake's. SunWu playing it pretty safely there, destroying those bombs with the morph bombs. Ooh, BrakeJake missing his shine spark, but gets the backup. Just fine. SunWu dodging that catch-up with the iframes from the bomb, and finishes Mother Brain 2. Alright, Alright, and BrakeJake coming here to finish up. And finishes with a time of 59:58. Taking the first race out of this best of 3. So up next we got the Chozo Light Area Rando area clear objective with a Notorian. It's a very different type of race than this SMRAT Classic. I think I'll go into the details of the settings and what that all means here after a little break. Yeah, while our racers have a little break and get ready for the next race, I think go ahead and stay tuned and check out the remainder of this match. It's been a super close race so far. Our racers making ultimately a lot of the same decisions. It's just a matter of movement at that point. And BrakeJake did have a little bit of an advantage, going in to Gauntlet before Ream Supers, but other than that, they had almost exactly the same item checks, just slightly different routes since we went to India first. Yeah, as Ream points out, SunWu does like to save the animals here whenever he doesn't win the race, so we might see a nice little animal surprise. So for y'all who don't know, that's basically whenever you go to save the animals, it'll kind of teleport you to one of many surprises. So we could see a Fantoon fight or a Ridley fight, but with Hyper Beam. The animals could just straight up bite you. I think they can teleport you kind of far away as well. Yeah, there's all sorts of little fun things. I guess quote unquote fun things that could happen. Like SunWu opts to not. But SunWu not too far behind at all with the time of 1:03:31. Just a little over 3.5 minutes there. Super close race. Well done by both of them.